Good evening and salutations, my soap opera fans. So, tonight's question is: did Willow shoot Drew on General Hospital? Is that what wound up happening? Everyone keeps saying that it is. I don't see it, but that's just me. Now, we're going to sit there and talk about all the soaps. You know exactly what they are. Make sure you do hit the like button. And, yeah, just as a friendly reminder, I am one person. There is six and probably going to be maybe 20 people here tonight. And I'm not going to get to every single comment, and I'm not even going to bother to try. So if I get you, I get you. At some point, I will sit there and try to get to everyone. Now, Freddie is in the chat. How you doing tonight? Amy's in the chat. How you doing tonight? Black Mars in the chat. How you doing tonight? Sean is in the chat. How you doing tonight? Amber is in the chat. How you doing tonight? Kaiwan is in the chat. How you doing tonight? Krista Ramirez is in the chat. How you doing tonight? I know I have to sit there and say your whole name. I really like your name. Francis is in the chat. How you doing tonight? Thank you, Sean. You're a G, and you know I appreciate the hell out of you. I'm good, Sean. I'm good. I actually had off, so I was actually pretty great. I'm glad you're good. Danny's in the chat. How you doing tonight? Yeah, the jury's out. I have no idea who the hell actually shot Drew. That was like the same thing with yeah, Sean. You know how you just need that day off. I work retail, so it's like my days off could be like anywhere during the weekday or a weekend. I guess I got a future video coming up. Oh, this is gonna be great. All right. I told you I did it. Oh, and Sean did it. Sean also shot drone. And Freddie's just listening in. Okay. All right. All right. All right. All right. So let's get this started. Yes. Thank you. Thank you for hitting the like button. Oh wow, I really didn't have anything in that. How are you? Did you hear? Yeah. Yep. By the guy that. Yeah. Oh, his name is Lucas. Okay. Yeah, I heard about that. It's going to be playing Noah. It's going to be playing Noah Newman. Uh, I don't know how to feel about that. I'm not. I'm not too excited. I mean, I'm happy for the actor for going back to work, but like other than that, I don't know. Part of me is kind of just like, unless they actually do something good with Noah Newman, which the last time I watched Noah, they didn't do anything with him. I'm. It's hard for me to be truly excited, but you know, hopefully they'll surprise me. I'm going to try to be as optimistic as I can because being negative about it does not do anything. So I'm going to try to be optimistic, but also realistic too. Um, yeah, Sean, it is. Um, when Spider was here, he was sitting there talking about days. He was talking about days of our lives, and he was asking me like who is doing the who done it better, and even with who shot AJ, I was like, I have no idea. There was so many people. I was like, I'm not even going to bother to guess at this point. Francis says, Albert, what the hell? Portia insisting on Drew's surgery may be she will make him paralyzed. Yeah, it's funny. I talked about that. I talked about that in my review. I talked about that in my review. Um, I was like, he's made so many enemies. He's made so many enemies that It's like he couldn't even go to the hospital and sit there and get a band-aid on a cut that he has because he's made so many damn enemies. Except for Liz, right? But Drew has done a lot of stuff to the family, and Lucas is operating on him, and he shouldn't be operating on him, but you know, and what's good, Kaiwan? He made more enemies than his mother back in '83. They made him the AJ of the show. They made Drew to AJ a show, and they will. Okay. I sort of got what you were saying. Oh, happy birthday, Anthony. Why does Liz annoy you, Sean? And let's everyone say happy birthday to Anthony. Let everyone say happy birthday to Anthony. There were tons of suspects, including Scotty, the real killer was an old man who nobody would have ever suspected. Yes. Yeah. That's all I was like, I have no idea who wound up shooting Jerome. Ronnie Ron. Now, the only people that we know didn't do it. There's some people that we know who didn't do it. Like we know Kai didn't do it. We know Trina didn't do it, right? Unless they somehow really mess up and like retcon that in. Oh, okay. There was really nothing in there. Okay. Oh, okay. Crystal Ramirez. Yeah, let me make sure I give you a shout out. Sean says Liz playing all sweet, but she's no angel, and Carly always pals. Well, yeah. I mean, I get Carly, but I was more surprised by why you didn't like Liz. Oof, okay. Daniel, Nina, Portia, and Michael are at the top of my list, running up Willow. Sandy Moon, how you doing tonight? It's good to see you. Hope you are well, and I hope you had a good day. Tommy, I was just sitting there thinking about you because I was like, I didn't have time. I didn't have time to sit there and do a review. I didn't have time to do a review. It's funny, Sean, because like Mr. Shepard needs to stay away from Audra. He's so he's so mad. I mean, to be fair, like he just kind of ran into her, right? He ran into her, and they go back and forth, right? And I don't know. Part of me would just kind of feel like part of me just seemed like I get to you in 1 second, Ron. Part of me kind of was just like I don't know if I even care about this particular argument. Like I felt like there wasn't really a lot that happened in YNR today, so I was like, I don't, like them going back and forth just seemed kind of like I do this shit all the time. Ron says, "Are you happy with what Gabby did I'm not happy about it. I wouldn't sit there and say I'm happy about it, Ron. It was an interesting part. It was definitely Kristen. How you doing tonight? Ooh, Kristen says like Molly or Cody. I like that. I like that, Kristen. 1 second. Jesus Christ. I don't even remember. Wow. Okay, that was weird. I'm doing good, Black Moon. I'm actually doing pretty good. I had off today, so it was um it was a good day. It was a good day. It was a good day. Um, where I didn't even unpause it, so I don't understand why the video just like. It's funny, Sean. I feel like that's what a lot of people want. Exactly, Kristen. Like, I look at Drew's character, right? And, he's making people upset. But you have to remember, back in the 90s, that's that's how they did it. They did it where it's like the character that you love to hate, right? Yeah, it's good to see you too, Freddie. Thank you for being here tonight. Do you think Brad shot Drew Taiwan? The guy who's not even on the show anymore? Okay. Okay, bro. I don't know what to say to that, but okay. Um, okay, Ron, I get it. You want Anna the Dingbat to sit there and be CEO of a company. Okay, sure. Um, but yes, Drew is the character that we love to hate. He's the character that people love to. That was always a soap opera trope, right? There's always a soap opera trope. Sandy says if Drew lives, I hope they don't give him amnesia. We've had enough of that. Hmm. I feel I don't know. It's it's so early, but okay. On the bright side, one second, Danny. On the bright side, um, Kai did sit there and get the information. He got the blackmailing material for Portia, so Drew doesn't have anything on her now. Danny says lately, YNR adding too many days of our lives actors and one actor from General Hospital want to know what's the next one going to be. I'm surprised they can afford them. So you don't like the fact? Okay, Danny, why don't you like? Why don't you? Why don't you? Why do you not like the fact that they're adding Days of Our Lives actors on the show? Because she's a dingbat, Ron. Because she's a dingbat. She's stupid. I don't think that she. I wouldn't trust her to run me a bath, let alone a whole goddamn company. That's why. But I mean, Danny, why don't you? Why do you not like a lot of the actors from Days going to Young and the Restless? Well, see, that's the thing, Tommy, right? That's the thing. So she broke up with Nate, and maybe she'll get with Holden, or maybe Claire will sit there and get with Holden. But let me tell you this much: if Audra doesn't get with Holden, and Kyle keeps attacking her, I have a feeling that Sally's gonna get upset that Audra's losing focus. Let me put it this way: if she loses this job at Abbott Communications, that's it. Because, like Nikki said and Kyle said, she burned every bridge on the show. Nobody's gonna hire her. Nobody will hire her. She doesn't have a. I feel like at this point. Okay, Tommy. Don't tell me what it is, because I wanna be surprised. So, um, but like I said, Audra doesn't have a place to go. And I feel like, let's say she made a play for Billy, right? She made a play to sit there and try to get with Billy. She ain't gonna have a job at that point. Like, she ain't gonna have a job. In a lot of ways, Tommy, it's a good thing that they extended The Young and the Restless and Beyond the Gates in the same universe. Because, yeah, technically, if she doesn't make it there, she gonna have to go bye bye. And I don't want the actress to sit there and lose work. So, Sally Spectra was on The Bold and the Beautiful before she got on what you call it. Oh shit, Ariana from London. How is it out there? I hope you're doing well out there. Um, yeah, Sean, I don't okay, so did Jason give Britt like the worst cell phone ever? Because I'm just like, how is it that when she needs to call him, the reception is just terrible? Oh, he finally apologized after he doubled down. I guess the stock price has started dropping low, and dude had no choice but to sit there and apologize, which is like, it's such a meaningless apology. That's the problem with people like him. And just, it's like they don't apologize because they mean it. They apologize to sit there and try to cover their ass. And Rhonda says it's about 3:30 a.m. getting ready to start my day. Oh my goodness, that's so early. I I do that too. So I know 3:45 in the mornings, whew, Dunkin' Donuts and Starbucks are like my best friends. What if Lucas is that? What if it's Luke is true? Is shot true? You're basically sitting there saying, what if it's Luke that shot Drew? Um, uh, I mean, I never believed him to be dead, but like, I guess that's what you're saying. Hmm, yeah. I mean, I guess anything's possible. But why would Luke actually shoot Drew? That doesn't even. Tommy says Audra's not taking any responsibility for that. I mean, she took some responsibilities for her actions, but like, it's a too little, too late thing, you know? Ron says so. Aaron is back in Salem. Yeah. Um, yeah. He's a waste of a space. To be honest, Ariana says there are double story Starbucks here and 24. What? There's a 24-hour star. I can't even finish that sentence. There's a 24-hour Starbucks. I would want to live out there just for that reason. Is that a theory, Sean? Is that a theory that you, Sean? Is that a theory? Okay, Well, by the house makes sense. Makes sense. Makes sense. Okay, that makes sense. That must be like one of a godsend to them, because okay, 80 Sean. So it's going to be 80 Sean, and then there's going to be Sean. That is insane, but it makes sense though. Yeah, that's a total justified reason. Total justifiable reason. There's a lot of people that actually do miss that show, Tommy. There's a lot of people that miss that show. Unfortunately, I'm not one of them. Unfortunately, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I still watch it. I'll still talk about it. Yeah, I mean, Tommy, I didn't really care about the Sally and Billy stuff. Like there's a point. I mean, it's very cheesy as fuck, to be honest. Aaron says, has Cameron Madison left GH or new storyline? I get GH, but not the T. No, he didn't leave yet. He didn't leave. Um, there was no reports that they're saying that he's left. So as of right now, he's still on the show. He just got shot. That's all. Audra has a job, Tommy. She has a job with Sally. Yeah, no, she has a job with Sally. There you go. I know you like pictures of Mr. Shepherd and the nanny. So I specifically made sure that I downloaded some pictures. Um, Ryan says, "Yeah, see, I always think about you, Tommy. You're just mad because Anna's going to be in charge of Damaris, not Gabby. You really think that Tony is going to choose her over Anna to be real?" Aaron says, "What is the name of the soap? Is what in the name of the soap is happening on B&B?" Nonsensical is probably the best way I could sit there and describe it. And it's also a little sickening too. I didn't get a chance to actually like review the show, but like I gotta sit there and say talking to Rich Forster has got to be the most annoying thing ever. Ever. Like he doesn't give you a straight answer no matter what you ask him. Of course, Tommy. Uh Danny says the problem is Albert with some of those days of our lives actors, they're going to bring them and on Young and the Restless, then put them decent storylines, but next few years quit on them. Yeah, I mean, okay. I see what you're saying. I don't agree, but I mean, honestly, tell you the truth, when you think about it, Danny, that's kind of a good thing. I'm in agreement with you on Will. It's a bit disturbing. It's it's disturbing, but it's also sickening because you're basically snipping saying like if a man gets sexually assaulted, then we're not going to treat it with the same seriousness and gravitas that we would for a woman. That's essentially what your snip is saying. That's my issue, Ariana. It's just like, and it's like every time I see Luna, I'm always calling her the most vile things possible, and I sit there and remember like I don't want to do a review where I'm just being mean spirited and nasty, but like watching Luna on screen every time that she smiles literally makes my skin crawl. And I want to call her the most vile things possible. Why was it annoying? Why was it annoying, Sean? That Claire being Harrison Nanny was so annoying. Why was it annoying? Why was that annoying, Sean? when Claire was Harrison's nanny. What made it annoying? Um, but yeah, that's my also okay, so yeah, just going back, I feel like so far, and I didn't get a chance to review it because I mean, but Tom is coming back today. It just shows you just how bad the writing is on B&B. Like he breaks up with Paris off screen because of something that Paris' mom wound up doing, to Liam. And now he's super. Yeah, Ron, that's not gonna happen. So I guess you're just gonna sit there and keep waiting. Um, but like he's super intent. And here's the thing: on some level, I get it. He doesn't want his dad to sit there and break his mom's heart again. But when he's sitting there talk about, "Oh, I need this. I need for you two to sit there and get together. I'm not doing anything in my life. I have no direction and stuff like that." I was like, bro, if you're counting on this wedding to sit there and fix your shit, bro, you got problems. Where is Rick on B&B? Yeah, they explained it away. They basically sat there and said um, that Rick saw the love that Brooke had for Ridge and decided to back off and go back to wherever he was from. That's essentially what wound up happening. So it was another let's explain this away off screen. No, Ron, I'm actually gonna sit there and keep talking about it as long as I want. So like, because I run this shit and you don't. Kristen says, Chad and Albert was it me or did Ridge is exhausting. Ridge is exhausting. He really is exhausting because like he didn't give. Okay, here's my thing. This is a loophole. What he said to Brooke was, "I'm going to make this right." What do you mean you're going to make this right? Do you mean that you're going to sit there and get back together with Brooke? Do you mean that you're finally going to sit there and just settle down with Taylor and just cut ties with Brooke and be like, hey, listen, you deserve better than me, and I wish you happiness. Like, what does that mean? Like, that's my whole thing. What does that mean? It's it's a really shitty loophole, you know? Now, you said something before. Okay, Kristen says, Chad and Albert, was it me or did the BLQ appearances seem really random? Hmm. Seemed unnecessary. But to be fair, Isaiah seemed like he was unnecessary just to simply be there. Like he seemed like he was unnecessary being there. Yes. Sean, she was on General Hospital. She played Kiki Jerome. She played Ava's daughter. Ron says, Albert, you are so ashamed that you don't want to do an apology video on Rachel being the shooter because you said that she wasn't. Yes, Ron, I was wrong. But yeah, I'm still not gonna make a video about that. So I don't know what to tell you, Ronnie Ron. Yeah, I mean, yeah, Tommy, but I mean that's too little, too late. Thank you, Freddie. Yeah, she's. Yeah, she came okay, so she came in, she played Kiki when the original Kiki, the actress that plays Star, she left, well, she left soap operas. Um and so she stepped in for her. 'Cause remember, she was Star at one point. And then the whole lawsuit thing happened and she had to sit there and be Kiki because well, I mean, to be fair, General Hospital did kind of fuck up. If if we're gonna be honest, General Hospital did One Life to Live dirty in a sense. Like it's like One Life to Live said, those characters that came on to General Hospital were loner characters. There was a certain creator that felt like that was annoyed when the One Life to Live characters came onto the show, and I didn't understand why. They did. The first episode, you kill off Cole and Star's daughter. Bro, they were loner characters and you made a final decision on that. Now, they got upset, right? And rightfully so. Yeah, Cole and Hope, yes. They got upset, and rightfully so. But they made an accusation basically saying that General Hospital was trying to sabotage GH employed several one like to live personnel. Yeah. Yeah, they basically sat there and said that General Hospital tried to sabotage One Life to Live. And I'm like, well, if you're gonna be honest, you kind of sabotaged yourself all those years ago. I mean, listen, I stopped watching One Life to Live, but like, you know, I don't know. It's kind of weird because like there was a point in time that One Life to Live actually had higher numbers than General Hospital. I know people may not want to sit there and believe that, but it's true. One of the many reasons why in the member stream, we watch a lot of clips from Like to Live because they're really good. They're really good. Like the scene that I showed y'all week, last Sunday with Todd beating the hell out of Cole. I mean, Claire and Audra need to fight. They need to do something with Audra, right? Like I always sit there and ask myself, like, has the Audra character ran its course? You know? I stay saying that at this point. I believe it. I watched One Like to Live for several years. Yeah, no, it's a great show. It's a great show. And like I said, their numbers was higher than what you call it, than General Hospital. So why General Hospital got saved and One Life to Live didn't? But that wasn't the end of the story, though. They wound up going on Hulu. They got saved by Hulu. That and All My Children. And unfortunately, because it was streaming was still new to people, not many people, gravitated towards it. Like, listen, when Days of Our Lives went to Peacock, people were still very pissy about it. And they were also acting very entitled too. I've been watching this show for free for years. Why should I have to sit there and pay for it? You don't. So you're not gonna watch it. Case closed. Like because it's not 1990 fucking three anymore. Christian says, to be fair, Peacock has the creepiest ads. What ad did you see that was really creepy? Play Lauren. Really? Okay, I'm gonna look into that. Thank you, Ryan. I mean, I'm still very curious about what ad you consider to be creepy that you can remember. But even with that being said, that's still not a justification to sit there. Something about gory unsolved mystery is spooked me enough to cancel my subscription. Okay. Tommy says, "Do you think Kyle and Claire relationship is doomed?" Eh, it's hard to say. I mean, the problem is with her. It's her first relationship. So it's unpredictable. It's unpredictable. It's her first relationship. If she's dated for a while, I'd be like, okay, maybe she can get past this. Maybe she can work on it. But new relationship often has knee jerk reactions. Yeah, but yeah, I don't know what to say about that, Kristen. Um, my gorgeous Queen Janet is in the chat. How are you doing, love? Hope you had a great day. It's always good to see you. All right, let me know if I'm still here. Okay, I'm still here. I have a new listening, so it's a great day for me. Okay. Oh, you have new listings. Oh, nice. Okay, that's what's up. But yeah, listen. That's just the way. That's just. Thank you, Ron. That's just the way of the future. That's just the way of the future. And as far as the whole ad thing being creepy for you, I don't know. I guess to each his own. But my whole thing is, it's like, listen, it's a show that you want to sit there and watch. If you want to sit there and watch it, that's just what it is. You know, is it does it suck that you have to sit there and pay for it? Yeah, but you're a fan of the show. If you're a fan of the show, you're gonna watch it. But like, I don't know. I guess part of me was just kind of annoyed with people's entitled attitude of like, I've been doing this for so long for free. Okay, well, it's not 1993, it's 2025. Um, did you check out? And also, let's be very clear. Days of Our Lives got canceled. Okay, Days of Our Lives got canceled. So like, there was no, what I'm saying? Like, that was going to be off the air regardless. If it wasn't for Peacock, we wouldn't be having Days of Our Lives. One second, Ron. I love when I want to sit there and type something, I can't type it out. DC Soul Sanctuary. Oh shit! No, I did not. All right, I'm gonna screenshot that right now. Thank you. Wow, Ron, I haven't heard that. I haven't heard that comment in, well, at least a couple of months. So, wow. I see you bringing back the old comments. Oh, Ron, here's something else. What do you think about the actress playing Lauren getting death threats? I mean, it's messed up. Oh, cool. And DC is also responsible. DC, you hear that? You're responsible for a show getting canceled. No, but it sucks though. I didn't even. And DC Survivor was good. How are you doing tonight? It's good to see you back in the chat. But what the hell was I actually talking about? Oh, where's my music at? No, I was like, where the hell's my goddamn music at? Okay. Your artwork would definitely will tire you out. Trust me, I get it. But it does make you get a sense of accomplishment. Jenna says, I'm glad that Thomas is back on Bold and Beautiful. Hmm. You know, it's funny, Jenna. I was just there talking about Bold and Beautiful since I didn't get a chance to review it. And I don't know if it's even worth reviewing now because it's so late. But I just, after today of watching him being back and how things happen off screen, like him and Paris broke up because of of what Grace did to Liam. Listen, no listening to this. Like, listen, I'm not listening to this saying that Thomas should be jumping for joy, but like, I don't understand why he got that upset to the point where he broke up with his fiance over something that his mom did. So now they broke up off screen. He ain't got shit going on with him. He essentially is just lost. He's not working. He's not doing anything. He's not sitting there seeing his son because his son, actually has a goddamn life and he doesn't. And that's just messed up in itself. And now he's like really like damn near almost threatening Riz to sit there and be committed to his mother. And Ridge, for the past 2 days, have not sat there and said anything. He hasn't sat there and said, like, he lets Brooke talk for him, and then he lets Thomas talk for him. And instead of him sitting there saying, yes, you're right, sir, I'm going to sit there and commit to your mother. Or, I'm not going to do that because I really want to be back with Brooke. All he's sitting there saying is, hey, son, are you okay? What's going on? Are you backsliding? I mean, those questions are important, but like, why don't you answer him one way or the other? This way he's not so, you know. It's good to hear from you again, DC. We got to text each other. Oh, DC. Well, you weren't here on Saturday, but I got like super drunk, and I had like a drunk stream, which I went up erasing. But yeah, it was it was bad. And RJ says, I think Willow shot Drew. Ariana says Ridge hasn't a clue. It's amazing. Somebody like that, you just wonder how do you actually run a whole fashion house, right? You can't even sit there and quell your son's worries. No, 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 no. But this was different though. Like I was actually drunk. When I have wine, at best I'm buzzed, right? But not like. you know, drunk. Um, if I was drinking alcohol that had sugar in it, I would have had a full blown hangover. No, 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 no. It was I was celebrating my birthday. Yeah, I went over my family's house, and me and my friend we have our birthdays like 7 days apart from each other. So we just wound up celebrating it that day. Since he's been busy, I've been busy. We got together, we had some cake, and our friends was there and stuff like that. And it was just, we had like a little like mini barbecue. So, and yeah, so I was just drinking, but I was drinking more than usual though. Plus, I was mixing drinks, and that's never a good idea. Yes, yeah, I'm from New York. Yeah, I'm from New York. Yeah, I just, yeah, no, I'm from New York. New York City, a city that never sleeps, and all the good, bad associations that come with it. That's what I would sit there and say. Um, Also, let's everyone welcome RJ into the job. Yeah, yeah, it was a cardinal rule that I pretty much kind of just broke. You know, I don't know. Like I said, I was happy to sit there and see my friends. I haven't seen them in like I haven't seen them since the wedding, right? And that was like maybe about a good like 2 months ago. Which I can't let another 2 months go before I see them, but like it was a while. So it's like we were just kind of hanging out and yeah, definitely shouldn't have did that, but I don't know. It was fun. No, but Rich doesn't respect Brooke. The problem is that Brooke and Taylor don't respect themselves, right? Like yeah, Rich don't respect those two women. Right. But these are two so-called smart, accomplished women that don't respect themselves. Have you ever heard of the dance? It's an Indian town. That's where I'm from. Danish? No, no, I never actually heard it. I never actually heard of that town. Look it up. Let's see. Why are those two wanting his? Oh, Deer Park. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I got it. Harlem. Okay. All right. These two women want this man. And that's the thing though. That's they call it. That's why they call it a soap in a sense, right? Because like it's just I feel like I don't know. It's hard to sit there and say, but I feel like it kind of makes women look bad in a sense, right? Like it's like what does that say about? I mean, honestly, tell you the truth, I used him as an example. I used to when I used to sit there and do the reviews, I would always sit there and say, "Don't be a pro," right? Don't fight for a man's validation well, don't fight for anybody's validation, really, because that respect got to come from within. And that's the problem with Brooke. Brooke doesn't respect herself. So it's in a sense it's like, and I think that's the thing with Reg. Reg doesn't respect her because I feel like he knows that she doesn't respect herself. Seriously, that's the truth of the matter. She doesn't respect herself. So why should he have to sit there and respect her? I mean, respect should sit there and be obvious, but that's just how some people are. I heard you say you was in Westbury Station, and oh, okay, yeah, mm-hmm, yeah. I think I said that when I was having my drunken stream. Yeah, I think I actually said that when I was having my drunken stream. But yeah. So it's just yeah. That was kind of a crazy night. I'm gonna be honest. That was kind of a crazy night. Like I said, I'm just glad that I didn't have a hangover because like I had to work the next day. Yeah, no, thank you, BC. Thank you. I'm glad you was there. I'm sorry that I was pretty out of it. I usually sit there and talk about soaps or whatever, but I felt like I was snit there. What's good, Nicole? I felt like I was just snit there. I think it was one point that I tried to sit there and talk about soap operas, but I was like, I think I just kind of gave up like halfway through. I was like, you know what? Y'all just talk about soap operas. I'm just gonna sit there and host this space. Um, I just left it up to the people to sit there and talk about it because, like, I it was so bad. It was so bad. I well, I used these. It was it was okay. I didn't really care about the Sally stuff, but like it was interesting seeing Holden and what you call it, Holden and Claire hang out. What's good, Lashanta? Jenna said that's a very true statement. Yeah, no, it's just like I feel like you can kind of use Brooke as an example of what type of person you don't want to be. You know, when I said yesterday, I made a joke when I sat there and said, "Don't be a Brooke," but in reality, don't be a Brooke. You know, and I said that specifically for women. Like, don't sit there and be vying for a man's attention. You gotta sit there and respect yourself because no one's gonna respect you. It's. I think that's kind of the things that I do on these videos and stuff. Um, you got to have that confidence. If you don't have confidence in yourself, nobody's going to have confidence in you. You got to be your own biggest cheerleader. Sean says, so what happens with Jason and Brett? What happens with Jason and Brett? Yeah, they both. Well, here's the thing about Trina's fingerprints. Trina's fingerprints are on Drew, right? But Kai left fingerprints on the bat. Like I feel like that's bad. That's way worse. DC says, "What is it?" No, I was just not there saying that. I was just relating that to the whole Brooke thing. You know, DC. Let me ask you a question. How far Well, no, that's not what happened. But like, okay, what was the last episode that you watched? What was the last episode that you watched? See, the thing with DC is that DC doesn't like DC is probably like a couple of episodes behind, maybe like a week or well, like maybe a 3 or 4 days. So I'm on Thursday last week, literally watching. Oh god, yeah, okay, I get it. I think I watched Mondays. I watched Monday's episode of Hollyoaks. So probably Saturday I will sit there and watch. Oh, DC, did you get a chance to watch the did you get a chance to take a look at my Tristan Rogers tribute video? I did that on Saturday. And you don't have to watch the whole thing, it's like an hour, but like that was a fun video to make. That was a fun video to make. I mean, a little sad, but it was interesting to sit down.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Did he just say that? DC, you're joking, right? Yeah, you know that Tristan Rogers, he passed away, right? That's why I said, Frank.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
I'm just thank you, BC. Thank you. I'm more like okay, DC. I'm gonna get the ass in a second. Hold on. And thank you. No, thank you for watching, BC. I watched the whole Tristan Rogers. I didn't get to see everything because I was a kid at school when he was shooting those scenes. So it was good to see. I saw some of it in the summertime. No, but I'm glad you watched though. Thank you, Janet. I thank you. I appreciate that. It took me like a whole week to sit there and like put that video together, but it doesn't get old, and it's the meme perfectly works for that. Okay, so I got on him a little bit when he didn't. Okay, so he didn't know that Kelly Monaco and Billy Miller were dating, right? He didn't know that. I was okay, fine. Some people don't know that, but he really didn't know that Tristan Rogers actually passed away. Okay, it's given when Johnny found out about how he was conceived and everybody knew but him. Listen, I'm just surprised. I know that DC doesn't do social media and stuff like that, but like I'm surprised that wasn't recommended on any of his YouTube accounts. Uh, DC, I'm not trying to make fun of you. I'm not. I almost feel like using that meme again, but I'm not going to because I feel like it's kind of played out for tonight. But like,
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
no, I'm not. I mean, I feel like I'm talking to somebody from 1993. Like, I get it. Back in those times, they didn't really have spoilers. They didn't have the internet or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you didn't know what was going on. You didn't know that somebody got fired or anything like that, right? So it's just, oh shit. Listen, I, but yeah, okay, okay, for some people that don't know, Tristan Rogers' last scene wasn't General Hospital. It was The Young and the Restless. He played Kane's father. Yeah, he played Kane's father on The Young and the Restless. That was his last yeah, his last episode for yeah, it's not a big deal. It's just a little surprising. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I kind of feel like almost everybody in the chat when DC first said that, we all kind of just had this collective look on our faces, like wait, he he really doesn't know. So I think that was probably the shocking part, you know. But yeah, DC. Whenever you get a chance, check out the video. You don't have to watch the whole thing. Like I said, it's about an hour, and I made it Saturday. I made it Saturday before I went out, which was great because well, I got tore up. I got tore up Saturday night. I got tore up Saturday night. So I was like, I'm glad. I was like, I'm glad that I accomplished something that day. I mean, I accomplished, hanging out and you know, just chilling with friends and stuff. But yeah, like I said, unfortunately, I do plan on making more tribute videos, but I do also plan on making more video essays for members as well. So, but I will put out a post because I do got some schedule changes. DC says Albert didn't even alert me as his former VP of trolls. This is why Jess was a better CEO. Yeah, but Jess knew about Tristan Rogers. We we all knew. Yeah, like I said, ugh. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I said that. Damn, Jenna said it was on all national media news sites. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I know that DC doesn't do social media, but he has a YouTube account. Like I know at least one of his YouTube accounts. I'm surprised wasn't recommended about that. Um, damn. I mean, it kind of does suck though, right? Like, he found out because I told him about a tribute video, and he's like, "What tribute video? Like, is he going?" I'm just like, is he trolling me? Does that feel social media or not? It should have made it way to me since he's a total legend. Yeah, well, you know now, but yeah, for the chat, DC does not do social media, so no, he doesn't. Yeah, I mean, granted, he has Twitter, but he doesn't really go on there like that. So, I mean, he has his reasons why he doesn't do social media, but still. But yeah, like I said, I do plan on doing a couple. I do plan on doing some more tributes for everyone, and then video essays for members. So, which actually does take a while to do. It does actually take a while to do, and it's still new for me to sit there and do that type of format of videos. But yeah, Julian says YNR just kept announcing people that are joining the show. Lucas Tripp from Days is the latest that has been announced to join YNR. Yep, the guy that played Tripp is going to be playing Noah Wiley. I mean, Noah Newman said Noah Wiley from ER. But yes, Noah Newman, which see now DC's gonna get spoiled. Now DC's gonna get spoiled. What's good, Jillian? What's really crazy though, Sean? There was a year where General Hospital stopped doing previews. After the end of the episode, they would sit there and say, next time on General Hospital or tomorrow on General Hospital, and they would show the preview. For a whole year, they stopped doing that. And it was the weirdest shit. And I don't remember if the other ones did that, but I know General Hospital, at the end of the episode, there was no previews. I don't know if they were trying something new to boost the ratings or whatever, but like they stopped for a whole year. It was the weirdest shit. I'll be sitting there waiting, be like 3:57. Yeah, you remember that, right? We're like 355 and 356. I'm just like, okay, so where's the previews? It was like 350. I was like, yeah, 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 kind of close. You, you were like, what are we doing? And then it would just show like just the Janice says anything you are looking forward to on Beyond the Gates. I'm looking for that whole Chelsea and Allison story to end. Um, I'll be honest, I'm not really looking for anything positive, and I wish I was. I mean, I don't think the show is bad, but like I said, I'm not missing it. Like I'm not missing the show. I would really have to sit there and think about something positive that I'm missing that I would like to see. I would like to see more crossovers. I would like to see more crossovers on B&B and YR. I think that would be cool. Jillian says I have a procedure for my kidney stones Monday. I'm nervous since it's my first surgery. I'm so ready to get over it. I can only imagine. I can only imagine. I feel like that's. I feel like that's. Well, yeah. I would definitely sit there and say a prayer for you, Jillian. I feel like B&B and YR really missed out on some great crossovers. And for a while, there was times where I felt like they acted like they weren't in the same universe. You know, like when I used to sit there and watch the CSI shows, I love their crossovers. I love their crossovers. I love their dynamic and how they work with each other. You know, their personalities and the clashing and stuff like that. I loved that. So when I was new to YNR and B&B, I was like, how come there not more crossovers? Like Kristen says, NCIS has some great crossovers. I used to watch NCIS. I mean, like I said, and I will always sit there and say it's my favorite one is CSI Miami. Favored. I like New York also. I never really got a chance to watch the original CSI, or yeah, to get into it. But I used to love the crossovers, and that's something that I felt that B&B and YNR didn't do enough of. Like you have these two shows with a hell of a good history on yeah, Paramount Plus. Yeah, Sean, I will sit there and see you tomorrow. Have a great night. It's kind of, I mean, it's kind of weird. Not to really change the subject or anything. It's kind of weird though. Like that Gibbs isn't there. Like they're just doing a whole show and like they just have somebody new and Gibbs isn't there. It's weird. It's weird. I mean, I wasn't like a huge fan like watching it all the time, but every episode I watched, I loved it. And just for them to not actually have Gibbs there, just a bunch of new people, like, and I wouldn't even care so much about the new people, but like, I can get over that. But like, yes, I'll sit there and see you tomorrow. Just it's just weird. Like, it's a great franchise, but like some of the stuff that they do, I don't. I'm not fully co-signing it. Yeah, like yeah. I mean, when certain people leave, it's just like you're kind of just done with it, you know. Or they have the other one where you have like a young Gibbs, and I'm just like, what the fuck are we doing? So it's like, oh, you have the young Gibbs and like, decades before. I'm just like, why are we watching like this prequel? Why are we watching this prequel for? I don't understand that. Like, Kristen said, did you know that the Gibbs actor actually rescued people? No, I didn't. No, I didn't know that. It's just weird. It's like, why would you want to sit there and watch a prequel and like, he's not gonna die. He's not gonna get like really hurt. And even if he does, he's still gonna be alive. This is where it just becomes like it's less about the story and more about profits. Um, I don't know. Kristen says prequels after the show has never made sense to me. Like like Young Sheldon, like Krypton, which is probably the worst. Like, oh, let's show a show about Superman, except for he's not Superman and it's Krypton before it blew up. Like, but the planet blows up, so like it's like even the intro is like, well, you know how the story ends, but how does the story begins? I'm just like, why does it matter? Like, what? Like, why does it matter? Yeah, yes, I can see that. I kind of let it slide because I do like Black Widow, but I do see what you're talking about. But yeah, never understood it. But I do have to go back to work tomorrow, and I do have a pretty early shift. So I am gonna sit there in the stream here, but I will be back tomorrow. We'll sit there and stream. We'll talk more about this stuff. Um, yeah, I don't know. All this kind of slow. Most people here are just general hospital. So, but yes, I'll be back tomorrow. Want everyone to have a great night. Have a good night, Kristen. Have a night, Jillian. Speedy recovery. Seriously. Keeping my prayers. Have a good night, DC. Have a good night, Queen Janet. Have a good night, Blackmon. Um, uh, Anybody who I missed, you know who you are, and I'll see you on tomorrow's stream. Laters. Oh, have a good night, Freddie. It was somebody's birthday, also, right? Does anybody remember who had a birthday? I know you had a birthday yesterday, Freddie. Somebody also had a birthday today. And I said happy birthday to them, and now I don't remember who it was. I wish I actually screenshotted that. Does anyone remember for in the stream? All right, maybe I'll give them a shout out or something like that. Laters.